So we're talking about Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah.
Okay, do we agree with how underbaked and how average and how half-assed everything kind of was?
Yep, we do.
Perfect. My half-assed Mandalorian season 3 camera. So I've got a separate microphone that I'll use for this section, and I'll kind of kick back and relax. Hang on, I should probably here we go. Kick back and relax. So Ewan, what do you think of Mando season 3?
It was, like you said, half-baked, underdeveloped, and kind of rushed. It started off decent and then just became a Mandalorians show with an S at the end. And just tried to do a big old finale thing that was so convoluted. And
they did the whole
spoilers.
Introduce the villain.
Spoilers, by
right
the way,
the
for
end.
the final episode. Did they kill off Moff Gideon?
I think they killed off.
No,
I don't know if they killed off Moff Gideon because they brought up the whole cloning thing.
I guess they destroyed all of his. Maybe not all of them. I
Well,
think
maybe
that
not
was
all
just
of
like
them.
a kind of a tiny,
Just the perfect
for,
ones.
like setting up that
had Grogu genes.
Palpatine is still around. I think that's why that was done.
Yeah.
But no, what did you think of this?
I'll have
lazily
Palpatine
done?
come back. I'll see that. No,
No, I think it was
look,
more of a setup for episode 9.
So as soon as Moff Gideon rocked up in like the second last episode, I was like, fuck, they're doing the thing where they introduce the villain. Hang on, I need to make sure my audio is not shit.
No, don't do that. Don't
it's probably
do
gonna
that.
be shit. Yeah, it's probably gonna be shit. I'm sorry.
It's just no audio.
the whole introduce the villain right at the end part, that's just a big red flag for me when it comes to TV shows where they talk about the big bad the entire time. And I get it, like they don't want to spend time on the villain during some massive sort of plot development and character development around the Mandalorians. You know, there's different types of Mandalorians. If you haven't seen like Clone Wars, they definitely go into Mandalore quite a bit. But
okay.
they try to obviously do that in live action with this show. You haven't seen Clone Wars yet, have you?
No, but it's on my list to catch up with a bunch of them.
So you have a big
list.
list.
I'm doing Visions at least because on May 4th we are getting a new season for that. I'm definitely catching up on that first season.
Oh wait, hang on. Visions. Oh wait, no, Visions is fine. I was thinking Tales of the Jedi. You should definitely watch Clone Wars.
Yeah, I've seen Tales of the Jedi. Right?
Yeah,
we covered that.
It
but,
gives you way more depth.
Clone Wars is a bit longer with like the six, 7 seasons.
Sorry, hang on a sec. I'm just gonna camera a little bit, but it's not so.
All right. Tell me your thoughts about it.
But like, okay, so we spoke about this really early on that I'm not watching this season. I only watched it.
Yeah.
Because I was sick this week. I was quite ill. And I decided to like watch a lot of telly, and you'll see that coming up. I didn't watch any movies because because I love cinema, and like when I get sick, I can't concentrate as well. But I can still concentrate and still focus on stuff, but not as well as I want to dissect a film. I watch TV as like my pleasure of the visual medium, right? So I decided to watch a whole bunch of TV. Mandalorian season 3 is one of them because it finally wrapped up, and I heard like, oh, this final shot of season 3, you know, you're gonna go crazy. I was like, what? What fucking final shot of season 3? Am I gonna lose my mind too? Is it this is Grogu like floating a frog in the air? Anyway, the whole season was just not what the other seasons have been in the past. Season 1 was this incredible story of these two characters, and it led to this really sort of high energy ending, this big bad, and this massive reveal of like Luke Skywalker. Remember when we like lost our minds because Luke Skywalker rocked up in Mandalorian season 1? We're like, oh my god, deep fake Luke Skywalker, this is insane.
Yeah.
And that was probably like where they realized, oh, we're going to get a lot of interest if we expand the universe with this TV show. That's not what we wanted as Star Wars fans. That's not what we signed on for. And that's what people of Mandalorian, they were wanting Darjing and Grogu. Darjing? Yeah, I think that's his name, Darjing. And Grogu,
like
that's the story we wanted, right? We should call it the Jing and Grogu show, right? We shouldn't be calling it the Mandalorian. And you said it right at the start. It's Mandalorians now, right?
Call it Gaijing.
Daijing. Oh, yeah.
No, Gaijing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Gaijing?
Yeah.
Okay, I like
Word
it.
for foreigner in Japanese, you know? Then
Word for what?
Would make sense for foreigner in Japanese.
Ah.
Gaijing.
I like it.
Yeah, and he would. The Grogu is the Gaijing of the Mandalorians at the moment, and he's trying to become like a person of Mandalore. I don't know what they called it. Anyways, continue. Sorry, I didn't want to.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just that there's not much to talk about with this season. It's very
No.
bland. It's very
Yeah.
meh. Like I like. There's a lot of really cool sequences that I enjoyed, and there was cameos that I wanted to enjoy, but I hated. Like the Lizzo and Jack Black and Christopher Lloyd episode. I was like losing my mind, but at the same time, I was like, what is the point of this? So I know that Disney has been dipping their hand a little bit into the creative freedoms of the directors and writers of the show. And I feel like this season was a big fuck you to Disney to be like, we can ruin this show if you take creative control of it. Because I felt like there had been some things that they didn't want to go down. And I think the creators of the show ruined it on purpose to sort of say F you to Disney. Because why not, right? Who cares? You can get another show. If you wanted to do creative freedom, you can get another show. But if they're going to come in on your heels, trying to be like, we want you to do this, and you're like, no, and they're going to say, and force you to do it anyway, you could ruin the other things that they told you not to touch, or like they don't care about. So I feel like season 3 is a step away, where season 4 might be a return to focus, because I don't think they're going to focus more on the Mandalorians now that they've got their homeworld set up. We had multiple different Mandalorians in the show. You know, the ones that take their helmets off, the ones that don't take their helmets off.
The one that's got a minigun, the one that's blue, the one that's... we got one of every kind.
Those ones, right? And then there's the one that stole the armor and got his own spin-off show called Book of Boba Fett. But, I feel like now that they're put aside, we're going to get... Oh, I'm killing me right now. Again, I've been sick. Forgive me.
Yeah.
We haven't even got to the main conversation of the episode yet, and my throat's killing me, but we're doing a Star Wars thing.
You sound like Joaquin Phoenix in that. Like, you'll have a high-pitched voice the whole time?
I hope not. My voice is already very high-pitched anyway.
Not that high-pitched. I love how the Mandalorian, the Star Wars universe, is kind of set in the future already, where the writers are on strike, seemingly, and that's how you get to this season's writing. It's just also that they have, like, basically like another like self-contained thing spin-off that's completely a different show in that like office type of setting with the people that were captured from Moff Gideon, and that never goes anywhere. I don't know what that was. It was just so random. Like what did you make of the
obviously ends up being obviously that LGM 7251, whatever their name was, the scientist, and Star Fox 22, who definitely is playing Abby in Last of Us season 2, by the way. Could totally see that happening with that actress. Anyway, obviously the point of that was she's still bad. She's still a baddie. She's still Moff Gideon's spy, which makes sense, but honestly doesn't really go anywhere. And surely they, when they got back from that shock therapy session, they would have realized that that's not the setting we left it on. That's definitely not the effect we're meant to have. Anyway, there's some plot holes in this season that I can't get around. But Star Wars Disney has recently taken a downfall. And I want to be real with you for a second here. It's the reason why I haven't watched Mandalorian Season 3 is just that I did not have high expectations. And I don't have high expectations for any of the upcoming shows to be good. Which is a good thing, because if they're good, or even if they're, and hold me back if I say this, if they're great, right? If they're going to be great, I'll lose my mind. I'll eat my shoe. And I'll be watching Star Wars every Wednesday that they come out. I can't remember what day Star Wars comes out.
Wednesday.
On Disney Plus. I'll watch it. If Disney makes Star Wars good again, I will watch Star Wars week on week. And this week, I got very close to being like, I want to sit down, because obviously the new Star Wars game, Jedi Survivor, whatever it is, coming out next week. I was like, maybe I should go back and watch all the Star Wars movies, but I realized I don't know which order I want to watch them in. If I watch the original trilogy, I've already watched the best ones, and then I'm going to go watch the prequels, which I love, because the sequels are so shit, but then I got to sit myself through the sequels, but then I'm going to go through the spin-offs, and I love some of the spin-offs. Rogue One is great, but Solo is kind of mid, and then I'm going to watch all the TV shows, and I'm going to be like, man, some of these TV shows are meant to be so good. Anyway, if Ahsoka is great, I know that Visions is probably going to be great anyway, because Visions was already great with season 1, and that is something interesting with Star Wars. Visions is something actually interesting with Star Wars. If man, did you hear me just then? I was like, starting to sound like a nerd. I was like, Visions is the greatest thing that happened to Star Wars since Empire Strikes Back. Right?
Yeah.
God, I hate being sick.
Well, actually, I really liked Andor.
Actually, Moff Gideon isn't really dead. We know that in episode anyway. I love Star Wars to bits because I think it's one of the IPs that can be expansive. And this week I was watching something regarding Star Trek, and I thought, should I start watching Star Trek? I've never been a Star Trek guy, right? But should I start watching Star Trek? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I don't think Star Trek is as cool. Star Trek is nerdy. Like it's nerdy in the sense that it's very technologically focused, where Star Wars is cool. Don't get me wrong. You can't tell me I'm wrong in that one, right? Star Trek is like lame.
Star Trek is like for the dads, you know.
Nah, Star Trek is Star Trek is for young people as well. Like I will say, it's for dads, yeah.
I guess.
But Star Trek is like, I like sci-fi, right? That's what Star Trek is. Star Trek is I like so sci-fi.
Much Star Trek.
Star Wars is, and there's also a lot of Star Wars, right? I mean, there's more Star Trek episodes than there will be Star Wars things in terms of hour on hours, right?
It's just
but
like base
there's a lot of Star Wars stuff, especially if you think of expansive universe stuff, which they're now going to start incorporating in, which is nice. But Star Trek is for nerds who like sci-fi, because it is a bit more traditional sci-fi.
Yeah, but do they have a Christmas special?
They don't. They probably do actually. So. Hey Siri,
they do, probably.
Is there a Star Trek Christmas special? Star Trek has never mounted a full-on holiday special. Oh, okay, that sucks. See,
no
not as cool.
In space.
Not as cool.
Actual true sci-fi.
See what I mean? They have not done a holiday special. So
because Christmas is
Star
so cool.
Trek is for nerds who like sci-fi. Star Wars is for everybody else who likes sci-fi. I like sci-fi.
But more importantly, people who don't like Christmas.
And people who fucking hate Christmas. Guess who hates Christmas? Me. I hate Christmas.
And I feel like...
Actually, I hate most holidays. I find them very boring.